Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to yet another chapter of Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, hosted by yours truly. It looks like we're going to see a conversation between Ephraim and Eirika. In the past chapter, we saw the reunion of Eirika and her brother. We also learned that Orson was indeed the traitor, or the imposter, so to speak. And now it looks like we are seeing a flashback from 1.5 years ago. Eirika mentions Leon, who was mentioned earlier as a childhood friend of Ephraim's, and I think of Eirika's. It looks like the colors are a bit distorted since this is a flashback, but I do know that Leon normally has purple hair. Father McGregor. That's probably Leon's father. According to reliable sources, in other words, Eirika, Leon is a true gentleman, so to speak. My apologies if I do not have much to say during long dialogues. You can read the text along with me, or perhaps I can give my best commentary on it, which I'm certainly trying to do. It looks like right now they are talking about things that they've prayed for, or what they will be praying for at the temple. And Eirika is not going to reveal what she's going to pray for. Ephraim, on the other hand, has quite a simple wish. It seems that all three of them are friends at this point. I believe this has taken place 1.5 years before current day, which is not great. Oh, as a matter of fact, Leon's wish is for all people to be happy. It seems that did not come true, as fast forwarding to the future, we are now at war with Grotto. So, if you haven't noticed, in the bottom left, of course, with the question of the day, we have a comedically blurry version of Walter. I couldn't find a better image to use for him, so I hope that you will bear with that. I wanted to use him at some point, but since there's no better image, I thought I might as well use it now while he's relevant to the story, and, well, it's still relatively early into the series, so that if future occurrences are to happen, there's at least a precedent for terrible looking sprite, or not a sprite, I guess. We'll just call it JPEG. So, Ephraim did mention that he would rather see Eirika to be the future ruler, which is quite an interesting proposition. To be honest, I could not tell you which one I would rather see ruling Renai in the future, as we don't really know that much about either of them, Ephraim especially. So it's true. Okay, I made a bit of an assumption, but it seems it is true that Ephraim would rather Eirika be the ruler of Renai. And we are now done with the flashback, as we can see by the true colors of the blue-haired protagonist of the game, as opposed to the dulled green, well, the whole gray scale thing in general. Uh-huh. I wonder what Leon is up to. I'm not completely sure, but from what I was able to gather, you know what, I'm not going to make any assumptions. And it looks like we get to see Tana again, as we return to the castle of Freila, I believe. And this time we've brought Ephraim with us. Oh, but now that I think about it, now that we're back here, it seems like we might have to tell King Hayden that we accidentally let France die. Innies. If I remember... Yep, that's Innies. So he's the prince of... hold on. Let me jog my brain back up. He's the prince of Freila and Tana's the princess. Right. Okay. Oh yes, I'm not sure if Ephraim was aware that King Fado died. I mean, he probably heard on the way from Seth or someone. Huh. Okay, I could kind of guess, but it seems that Innies and Ephraim do not have a friendly relationship between the two of them. Huh. Yeah, I can see that stereotype in Innies. Oh, so now we have to see the king. Alright, well, he probably won't be too upset to learn that... Well, maybe. He won't be too upset to learn that France is dead unless they were real close. He did say he was one of the trusted vassals, but I doubt it'll even come up in dialogue. Now that I look at it, Innies does look a lot more like his father than Tana. Right, so... I'll go ahead and wait for dialogue to finish before I mention the question of the day, but the question today is, what is your favorite, what is your dream vacation spot? So I'll be thinking about that while I read this text. Okay, right, so I'm not quite sure how King Hayden knew about Grotto's objective, considering we only figured that out through context clues. Although, I guess, if they've also been under attack by Grotto, then it wouldn't be that hard for them to learn the objective. Oh, I forgot that Mur was with us. Indeed, quite an odd feature to have for a normal human. Oh, looks like we're going to hear her story from Ephraim, which I don't have a problem with. Dragons. What do you know? Never heard of in the entire Fire Emblem franchise. It's somewhat charming that Fire Emblem has a constant premise. And you know, all the races and other features of the landscape, well, not the landscape maybe, but all the game's features and lore connects rather smoothly. Which I imagine, well, may not be that difficult, but I imagine that's a bit tougher to tie in than for something like Pokemon. Or you can just say, oh, this is a region and this is the Pokemon that live here. Because they definitely don't try to tie the lore together in those games too much. So I'm guessing Ephraim has never met a Maniket. I'm not so sure about Hayden, considering he recognized the race. Oh, okay. Actually, I would guess he hasn't. It's probably very rare to see one, now that I think about it. Oh no, not the Sacred Stone of Freila. So does that mean we're gonna have to fight these intruders? Oh, okay. Selena, who we've seen already, twice in fact, or maybe more than that. I see. Eirika did meet Selena, but I don't think... no one else here has. In fact, I'm not even quite sure they know that Eirika's met Selena. Oh no. So this is just... oh! So this is just happening, huh? Not really much of a choice here. Man, that's rough. That's rough. Uh-huh. This guy. Tiger Eye, I think? I used to think that was like Selena's nickname, but no, that's this guy's name. Cool. Now that I know that, I'll try to be careful not to mix up their names. That's a lot of ellipses, my guy. Think you could talk more directly? Oh, I guess he's probably injured, or we're supposed to assume that he is. Ooh, what critical hit? He did not have that much health left. Can't be that cruel. And here's Selena, the one who is obviously more empathetic than Tiger Eye here. I don't know if he has an actual different name, but that's all I know to call him for now, so that's what I'm going to call him. Reasonable enough. So I can kinda get this guy. He's the kind who just likes to destroy for fun. Nothing new. And looks like we're back to our side, Eirika's side of things, that is. So I would have to assume that we aren't going to have to fight either of the generals, as it sounds that they're leaving on their own. Also, they already destroyed the stone, so, like, what are we gonna do? I ain't got nothing. Johanna and Roston, those are the other nations on this continent that are probably allied with Renai at this point. Or rather, I guess they would be if they were under attack by Grotto. By the sounds of it, I don't think that's happened yet. Okay, so it sounds like Innis is going to head to Johanna and warn that nation. Okay, and Eirika's not going to go with him. She's heading to Roston. Oh, great. surely Ephraim understands that that's not gonna cut it. Okay, I see. Yep, good old stubborn Eirika. I'm guessing stubborn Ephraim as well. And so Ephraim, okay, so they're not going to stay together. Ephraim is going to head south to Grotto. That's interesting. I guess we're going to follow... Probably going to follow both of them and split paths like we have before. Hades goes to Johanna, Eirika to Roston, Ephraim to the capital of Grotto. No soldiers, huh? Or few, at least. That's fine. We have Seth, who's pretty much a one-man army. Right, so last episode I was actually wondering... who we would follow as the protagonist. Since I assumed both Ephraim and Eirika to be protagonists in this case. Also looks like we're seeing the farewell between Eirika and Ephraim here. But Eirika was the only one who could take the throne in the last chapter, so I feel like she's probably more so the main character here, but I can't say for sure. I mean, Eirika has a point. But Ephraim already stormed through Grotto once, with relatively few allies at his side. I mean, who knows, maybe a few died before we got to see him. And at that point he had Kyle, Orson, and Ford. Right, I'm not sure how much I trust Ephraim on that. But I think he'll be fine. Wait, what? Do we get to choose who we follow? Oh, wow. Oh, man. I don't know. If we choose Ephraim, I'm guessing don't get to keep any of the units that we recruited in earlier chapters. Oh man, this is tough. I think I want to go with Eirika. More importantly with Seth. But I think Ephraim can handle himself. We've gone this far with Eirika, so I think we should continue doing so. Wait, what? Kyle and Ford are coming with Eirika? Because if that happens... Okay, I guess that makes sense. I was gonna say, who does Ephraim even have at his side anymore? Orson left him, now these two are leaving him, so he wouldn't have anyone. But I guess if he has Freila's troops, he should be fine. Well, it's going to be good to have 2 more cavalry on our side. Of course, that means we're probably going to have to choose more units to bench in the future, because I definitely want to give these guys a shot on the battlefield. This is definitely the longest we've gone without combat in any chapter. I wonder how much longer. I mean... We're definitely gonna have to set up the stage for the next battle, so I don't know, like, how long is this chapter going to be? So Eirika accepts their help. Honestly, pretty good decision, I'd say. Right, okay. I'll put my trust in these two, but, you know, you've already got Seth, so not too worried. And Wow, it looks like we get to save again, even though nothing has happened. Quite an odd occurrence. So there's a tower up north, and another fort to the east. Interesting. So the Tower of Volney is east of Castle Freila. Both locations are east of Castle Freila. Oh, I get it. So that's probably the one up top. That one is definitely tower-shaped. Dark creatures. Oh, so it's like a training ground. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess training... I guess I could try it out for training, but... I don't know. Feels like an endeavor that I do not want to take. Because I could pretty easily go train and end up getting bad level up stats. I think we'll be fine just going on with the story. Okay, so it sounds like if we're in the tower, we can escape. Also, what just appeared down here? Okay, this is the woods that we fought in with the fog and spiders. I assume we don't have to go there. So I'm going to head this way. Right, so we're heading to Roston, and Innies is heading to Johanna, and Ephraim's heading to Grotto. I know that's been stated several times. It's just that I have a tendency to forget things. So Carcino... Right, okay, so it sounds like a trading nation of sorts. Okay, so Innies is also passing through here. Maybe we'll see him, or maybe not. But it sounds like that's where we're going to stop by before we can head on down. And look, now we start Chapter 9. Cool, great. Now we're in Grotto. Quite the development we have. Okay, so this... Okay, I think I understand now. This is the Emperor of Grotto, who is also, I think he's, okay, wait, if I'm understanding this correctly, Leon is the Prince of Grotto, meaning this is his father. Okay, so it sounds like they're now aware that Eirika and Ephraim have the Sacred Stone of Renai. And here's Volter. Cool, so this is a bloodthirsty man we have on our hands. Right. Okay, so there's creepy glasses guy. And there's the bloodthirsty... No, you're not the bloodthirsty one. You're just the destroy stuff for fun. Right, okay, so it sounds like we now know where Tiger Eye is from. Great. Ooh. Okay, you're going to Freila. Now that I think about it, there's no one guarding Renai, which I guess isn't that big of an issue since the Sacred Stones aren't there. Okay, to be honest, there are too many generals to keep up with. I'm probably gonna forget most of their locations. Oh, it's Tana. What do you know? I suppose Tana's either going to come to say goodbye to Eirika or going to join her. Well, what do you know? As I've just said, it seems that Tana is going to join us. Right. And her father doesn't even know. Well, I hope King Hayden is doing okay back at home, because otherwise this might turn into another fatherless child situation, much like Eirika's. Yeah, Eirika couldn't refuse Donna's request, and honestly, who could? Especially considering Eirika has found herself in a similar level of predicament. And here's the port where I assume, right, we'll leave for Roston on a boat. Got it. Sounds cool. Sounds great. Okay, so it sounds like Eirika's come up with a little alias for herself. Larchel? Yes, this is Larchel. What do you know? First time we met her, I was a bit upset at her arrival because it was interrupting the sadness of France's loss. But now I'm in a bit more of a calm, have a bit more of a calm exterior. I am prepared to fully accept that you exist, which doesn't get taken for much, but it's better. I do kind of feel bad for these guys that Larchel is dragging around with her, because she does sound just a bit delusional. I really like the music change there. I suppose it's possible. Okay, so it sounds like it's possible that we're going to join forces with Larchel, although I'm not too thrilled to hear that. Alright, well, while this dialogue is going, I suppose we can answer the question of the day. So, as far as vacations go, there are certainly places I would like to go. Probably... That's a tough one. It'd be easy to answer something like, I don't know, the Himalayas or Antarctica, because those are some of the coolest natural places in the world. You know, you have Mount Everest, and then, of course, you have the ice caps, all those kinds of things. You know, South Pole and all that. But the thing is, you kind of gotta be, I mean, first of all, I couldn't even go the, you know, for the sake of the question, let's just assume you could go anywhere. I know the conditions there would be rough, so that's definitely not my first location for a vacation spot. It would be cool to go to some big foreign city like, you know, London or Athens, you know, Greece. Those would certainly be cool places, as well as, you know, it would be cool to go somewhere like Tokyo, of course, but they don't speak English there, and so I would not, you know, it'd be cool to go around, but it would definitely be difficult. Now, if I had any resource at my disposal, that would be great. Also, it looks like we're finally encountering an enemy. I guess Eirika is somewhat recognizable. So unfortunately, Eirika's alias is not going to work out here. Too bad. yeah, so if I had to answer the question of the day... Oh, cool. Finally get to pick units. You know what? This has gone on long enough. If I continue and go through this battle, this is definitely going to take more than an hour. I don't really want that, so that will be all for this episode. I'm not going to go through the whole chapter, but we certainly had a lot of dialogue, saw a bit of backstory, and now we have chosen to go on with Eirika to, well, to head up to Roston. And we'll see what happens once we get there, but of course first we will have to deal with these folks. So next time I guess you'll get to see that battle ensue, as well as I have to bench 4 units, so that's not going to be pleasant. Anyways, I thank you if you decide to watch. My answer to the question of the day is London. London sounds pretty epic. See you guys.